Hello.
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 All right.
Hello.
So sorry for the delay. We're running a bit behind, but welcome to the Queen's School of Computing Programming Challenge. So your judges today are the Queen's School of Computing professors Wendy Powley, Burden Ma, and Professor Robin Dawes, and graduate student Lama. So whenever you guys are ready, you can start your presentation, but please keep it to 5 minutes.
All right.
Awesome. Give me a second. I'm just gonna share. Alrighty. Can everyone see my screen?
Okay, so hello judges, this is Mentis, a mental health chatbot we designed to act as a multi-purpose, all-inclusive solution worldwide for people experiencing symptoms of psychological distress. The 4 key points we wanted to mention today will be innovation, business value, teamwork, and learning.
Alright, so first off, for innovation, we recognize that over 970 million people across the world currently suffer from a mental health illness, and when combined with the isolation brought on by COVID-19, it forms a global mental
UC,
health
are you muted?
My bad, I did not realize that. Oh my gosh. Sorry. So first off, for innovation, we recognize that over 970 million people across the world currently suffer from a mental health illness, and when combined with the isolation brought on by COVID-19, it forms a global mental health pandemic. As a result, we have created Mentis to help enable and inform the general public. Overall, Mentis offers 3 main features: its responsive conversation, endless interactivity with recommended stress-relieving exercises, and the ability to book appointments at nearby clinics with mental health professionals. On top of all this, Mentis is available on a variety of platforms, including but not limited to web, Google Home, and Alexa.
Okay, so to begin, when we first open the chatbot, it'll ask you for your name, and that was created using logic in VoiceFlow. So I used a variable called name to store the user input, and the use of variables overall just created a much more custom, personalized conversation with the user. When we get to the appointment flow, you'll be able to see more of the variables being created and used. A brief explanation of what flows are: they're essentially functions used to modularize conversations, and flows are a really good way to ensure that the user has access to all of our special features. So now that we're near the end of the appointment setup, as a final feature, I integrated Google Sheets into the chatbot appointment section. This will prove to be useful in the future when we implement a system that takes the Google Sheet database and uses it to send a verification email or anything to later remind the user that they did indeed sign up for the appointment and that all of the information is correct and valid.
All right, so Mentis is also unique in its business value, meaning it's scalable in terms of both marketability and profitability. A study conducted in 2020, which I will reference in the chat, found 5 main barriers of mental health services, those being availability, location, timing, lack of information, and being unaware of said services. Mentis provides a way to overcome all of these, with its appointment booking at convenient time and location breaks the first 3 barriers, and the last 2 are broken through its marketing strategies and its plethora of information regarding mental health. There is a clear market opportunity for Mentis too, with 1 in 5 Canadians experiencing mental health problems each year and 1 in 7 worldwide. In terms of profitability, affiliate marketing can be used to generate revenue on Mentis. We can offer external businesses that are in the field of meditation, yoga, counseling, etc. the chance to promote their services through the chatbot for a fee, and as a result, their service would appear at the top of the Mentis recommended list.
So how teamwork and Mentis came to be. So we realized that mental health is a huge problem in this modern world and it's very important to take care of. So we started identifying the key issues and did some research and planning and implementing that into the chatbot, and it started going well.
So hi, I'm Alexander Diablu. I was responsible for the graphic design for the Mentis logo slogan, and I created and designed the presentation using Canva.
Hello, and I'm Yusik Chin, and I'm the front-end and web backend developer. I designed and integrated Mentis into our primary website using Firebase hosting, and initially used server-side API calls to VoiceFlow and NodeExpress.
Hi, my name is Dayan, and my main role in the project was to develop the chatbot using integration of response steps, user input, and Google spreadsheets. I also created the chatbot dialog and transferred it to the VoiceFlow canvas.
Hi, my name is Dan. I helped with the presentation. I also tested the chatbot on its early stages and gave some feedback to make it better.
As for the learning process, we really learned a large variety of tools and softwares, which are shown here on the screen.
And the process for the chatbot was done using YouTube tutorials and the documentation provided by VoiceFlow. So thank you, judges, for taking the time out of your day to listen to our project presentation. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact us at the email provided on the slideshow. Thank you.
Great, thank you for the presentation. Questions?
It was very clear.
So
Actually, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm using your web app right now. It's pretty neat. But it looks like you basically just click on some pre-canned answers. Is that true for the time being? So it looks like you basically click buttons and it leads you through a sequence of questions.
Yeah, for the time being, that's our sort of like main prototype as to how the conversation will sort of flow in terms of like interacting with the bot in general. We're thinking that for the future, we could maybe try implementing some sort of machine learning so that the conversation will be more organic and dynamic, so that it can basically just learn more from the user itself as well as improve itself on the side.
Okay, great.
Also, if sorry, if I could just add on to that real quick. There's all for the most part we have a certain flow to that, but there's also a few certain instances where they allow for more user interaction, and they look for keywords in those sentences.
Right. So some of the AI is built in, I think.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, where did you even learn about voice flow and things like that?
So we heard about VoiceFlow from like from sort of our previous hackathons. It's a very good like prototyping app. I think that I stumbled upon while using just like designing in general. So this is a pretty good like, and we enjoy like working with like fiddling with our Google Homes and like sort of our own assistant apps. So this was sort of just like a tool that we stumbled upon.
Great. Nice job. Okay, any other questions? Did you learn something from doing this? Or was it sort of reusing other things that you've done in the past?
Actually, adding on to what UC just mentioned, I had honestly no idea what VoiceFlow was, so it was really great to meet another individual to introduce this software to me, and it was really fun learning it. I got to go through the documentation, watch a bunch of tutorials, and we had a lot of good conversations during the process.
Yeah. And for myself, when we first initially tried to implement the chatbot onto the website, I fiddled a lot with just like messing around with the Node Express, DigitalOcean tools, and sort of like working more with server-side and local development tools. And even though it didn't exactly work out the way I planned to, I did still learn through a lot of things and read through a lot of documentation.
Wonderful.
So I had a question about the chatbot. Does it have a capability of providing the user with a transcript of the chat if there was something that they wanted to refer back to later?
That could be a feature that we can implement in the future, honestly.
Yeah, as of right now, we don't have anything like that, but we hope to implement it in the future. And I think that's where we were going with the Google spreadsheet, so that it could take the user name and the appointment settings and direct it back and have that data stored. And potentially in the future, we could create even more links with other information and maybe like send it back to the user in some form or some way.
Right. Thank you.
are you authenticating the users? Like, do they log in? Like, how do?
At the moment, no, we're not authenticating any users because we would like for this to be like accessible for really just anyone to really use. I think I'm unsure as to like what sort of like features that we could implement that would necessarily require users to authenticate themselves. Diane, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm not exactly sure. I think that requires a bit of research.
Yeah, and just a lot more features that would be a lot more customized, really, if we were to want to offer that authentication process.
Yeah. For me, I think I agree with the fact that it kind of removes from a little bit of the accessibility point of view, because that's the whole marketing strategy of Mentis, which is the accessibility. So I think that if we could have something that both like logs in the user and remembers previous chats, as well as keeping things like fresh, so it could have both features and it would keep the accessibility while also remembering previous chats that the user had.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks very much.
Thank
you
you for
for
having us.
participating.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Thank you.
You too. Nice to meet you
You
guys.
have